Okay. Now we are live. Uh,
Hello,
Welcome
world.
everyone. Those who are attending tonight or will be attending tonight, and those who could not join us tonight. Um, Welcome. It is officially October 29th, and we are back at it again for another meeting. Um, so, who wants to go first on updates so far?
Well, I'll go first. So, me and Philip was working on the final parts of the character of the cyber story. Basically, what happens during the final fight and all that stuff. So, I'll pull it up and I'll share my screen.
Sounds good.
I know usually I keep the parts into like big chunks, but since like we were, since like this was longer we and more concise, we decided to just show each individual piece of the story. So that's why you're seeing it like this now. So it starts off with the part where we get introduced with Ostron and he explains his plan to invade all of the timelines. Basically, he's not a guard, unlike the other bosses, he's not a guardian. He was just someone who took the time gems and, well, took the time gem and started his own evil plots. And he's been building up his army so he could prepare to invade the other worlds. But he knew that Ko and Edwin was on their way to take the time gem from him, knowing that they have a possibility of either breeding the time gems or at least have the knowledge of the locations of the others. And that's why he needed them to be here. Go next slide. He During this time he starts fighting them and he's also taunting them, rating about how his plan is coming to fruition. And while Pan is also joining in this fight, she's mostly not fighting them head on. She's fighting them more on. She's basically assisting during the fight. She's not like you can play as her, you can fight with her. But there's a possibility she could be a skin that you could use in other games. Like after you beat this level and progress. Then we go into the actual parts of the story where me and Philip just made a correction. I did not know that was hard to read. Sorry about that. Basically, once after they killed one version of Ostrom, they noticed that he starts coming back to life. Like he's replicating himself over and over and over again into like a never ending army. Basically, it's like fighting Naruto, but without the chakra. And so they start feeling more despair as like they keep on defeating him, but he keeps coming back over and over again. And that's where Griffin comes in. He basically has been trying to hack the system, trying to find where is the source code of Ostrom, where is the main body is. Slowly realizing that he slowly figures it out, and then once he figures it out, some he starts highlighting his basically Ostrom's heart, leaving him exposed to the rest of the field. I color coded their exact feelings of what they experienced and why they feel like this during this time. And then once they find his heart, they destroy him, clear everybody from the illusion, and they start. Poe and Edwin gains the time gem and heads all the way back to Pan's house to go to their next world and also to confront Pan as well, who is basically gearing up to stop them at the door because of everything she's been through. She's still a time wizard, and she doesn't want. She's confusing her sense of pride with her sense of grief right now because she hasn't fully went through her entire senses. Like she never got a chance to experience to express her grief after losing Parvos, winning a war, and being entrapped for so long. She's basically more physically and mentally unstable right now. Un, she's more weakened as well. And this is where we made this entire long thing that explains all of that, where how Cole convinces her to give him the time jump, how Pan processed her entire grief, and how she kept on ranting about Cole should not do this because he's one of the few people she actually trusts anymore. Well, the only person left that she trusts anymore. She doesn't trust the other time wizards, and she to Cole. She's, I mean, to Pan, Cole is more like a I can say an uncle, not like a father figure, because that's Parvo. That's her old teacher, Parvos, who was a father figure to her. And the fact that Poe is on the verge to go into this entire event that causes him to want, that might result in him actually changing everything. She knows that he's probably going to forget about her. And this gives him more of a reason to not just focus on saving like his wife, but also help out those he sees suffering because of the time gems as well. So, and that's where we left off with at the end of the story, where he starts processing what his next moves are as they go into the next part of the battle. And the next, the next slide is basically where we start talking about more of what's going to happen in the mid section of the story, where Ko and Edwin are face to face with the masked wizard, the one who's responsible for Ko's wife's death. But I'll share that one once we actually get that finished. It's very short. It's, compared to the others, it's shorter. Okay, but that's about it.
I like it. I
Thank
like
you,
it.
Raven.
Oh yes.
That
I
was
think
a
that we have all
very
the
good
same.
and intense story just for the end of the cyber era, for sure. Um,
Exactly.
Thank you.
I was sitting there reading and I was like, I want more.
yeah, same.
Thank you.
What I was able to make out of what was typed there, it definitely left me wanting to see more and really where it all goes. Um,
Thank you.
and it
I gotta
kind
give
of left me excited about it, honestly. Um, so,
thank you. I gotta give props to Philip because he did help me figure out most of what, like he brought out the story that I knew was there, but I couldn't get it all the way through in my head.
right. Well,
Again,
I
Philip, if you're
mean,
listening, thank you.
that's also what good writers are for, right? They're really adept at really helping to flesh up the story and bring it to life in the way that it needs to, right? So that I think has been a big part of what Philip's been helping with, and it's definitely been needed for sure.
Thank you. I feel as though with this outline of the story, we can be able to basically branch out the levels and figure out more of what's going to happen.
Hmm. I know that
As
makes sense.
again, yeah, and again, I do believe that in the future, if we can still make this an add-on, I do hope that like we can have Edwin as a playable character, like young Edwin, not the future,
That would be really
and
cool.
with him being like a second playable character, like two players, if like we have enough time and we can actually flush that out. If we can't, then we can just have him be like a assist button type character that shows up to
Yeah.
assist you in certain situations.
Those are definitely ideas for if we have the time to make those happen. And they're
Right.
definitely interesting ideas for sure. Um,
Yeah. And again, I wasn't expecting Pan to be like when I made the character. I did give her a good backstory, but I felt like this time it went really good with her entire overall story, and I felt as though that she could. It'd be better for her to be a skin character than like an actual character that you can play as, because I think I've been cooking with too many ideas that I thought ahead.
Ideas are
That's another
always good.
story.
I mean, it's just the execution and the timing of the ideas, and if they
Right.
work for what we have in mind. But I mean, we've said it before, and we'll continue to say it. No idea is a bad idea. There's only bad implementation of an idea. I mean,
Right.
if it doesn't work for this game, I mean, it can certainly try to work for something else. Maybe even succeed at working in another game. You know,
Right.
so
Mhm.
it's definitely a really good start.
Thanks.
I love where it's going so far.
So do I.
Thank you, both. And thank you too, Taylor. I don't know if you say thank you. I think you are because because you probably typing it right now. Thank you guys for always for supporting my idea too with this entire game. I know there's a lot of stuff I wanted for this game, and it's a simple platformer. But thank you all push for pushing the idea and like helping coming together to make it work. I hope we can see a lot more of the project being actually made. And I got to just say thank you to everyone.
Of course, that's what we're here for.
Exactly. So we are here for we're here always to work together, and bring a lot of ideas from everyone.
Right.
That was actually
I
very
actually
well
like
said.
I like your idea because I mean, the story. I want more of that story because it's so good.
Absolutely agreed. It's it's really good um, compared to, especially even as good as we had it there in the beginning when it was just you writing for the most part and week. It's definitely come together a lot more, and as a gamer and not as somebody helping to manage the studio and the team, I honestly want to see more where it ends.
I'll come together.
The right where it all comes together, and I'm very excited to see that entire process go down. That is my bread and butter right there. Um, honestly,
Thank you.
Poor Peter.
Hey,
Hi,
Peter.
Peter. Thank you for joining us. Not much. Zeke just kind of sort of finished his update. Teo has kind of given his update a little bit earlier, um, which I actually really like what Teo has so far, and what I have been able to see. Um, yeah, I mean it looks really good as far as what Teo has, and then what Zeke updated us with, that he's been working on with Philip.
I'll put it
It's coming
to his
together,
name.
for sure. You could
Sorry.
probably drop it in the game specific chat. Um, well, the project specific chat, for anyone that wants to kind of look over what you showed without having to go back through the recording.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, Peter, if you ever want to check the story that me and Philip came up with for the ending part of the cyber world, I just put into the chat for you. Hmm.
You and Philip definitely put in a lot of time on that earlier today, I can tell.
Oh yeah. He's got food.
Yeah.
Um, so believe the only person currently here who needs to give an update would be me. So I have finally gotten into my new place, and it's going good so far. It's been a couple of days, and it's going really well so far. And then I actually get to deal with the conclusion of the legal stuff that I have to finally um, get resolved tomorrow. But that should be relatively easy, relatively quick, I think. Um, and so that's really good for me, and so life has been turning around for the most part for me. Um, so I'm almost back to where I can focus fully on the studio, in the areas I've been lacking for a little while. But I am slowly but surely working back up to being back in full swing of things. So I really appreciate everybody's patience while I'm putting my life back together and all of that.
No problem. Good. Hey, congrats on getting your life back.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's been a good few months since I've been able to actually feel this free to certain extents. So that'll be good. And I appreciate all the support from everyone, and I've really been working hard for even what I do have right now. Um, so I appreciate all the support and the patience with me to get my life completely back on track again. And it's been it's been an amazing ride for the last few months, but I am slowly getting better, and it can only get more positive from here, you know. So,
That I agree with. Yeah, the most positive contender. Especially not when you got the where your aunt Ada is a holier.
yeah,
That
okay.
was supposed to be
Make
good.
make
No.
that joke all you want. All right, all right. I kind of deserve that one, but
I mean, some did, some didn't come back, and some have. So,
yeah, I know. I've been in contact with her a little bit since I left Solly's house, and it's been good for her and for me a little bit. But yeah, it's been good the last few days. A little bit of an adjustment to get used to some things, but it's still really good. And anyway, does anybody else have anything to add before I stop the recording for tonight? Zeke, Tail, Peter, anything to add or say that needs to be adjusted in meeting before I close us out for tonight?
Nothing that I can think of.
nothing so good.
Alright. With that, thank you everyone for joining us tonight, both here and those watching later. Um, it was a very good night, and a lot of progress has definitely been made, but it's still slower than uh, you know what most people would think we should be able to accomplish at this stage. But progress is progress, and we are getting there. Um, Again, thank you for joining us, everybody, and that's gonna do it for this week. And I will see you all in the next one.